I don't know why I'm doing this because I really, really, really fucking hated high school. Um, and I don't know, since I'm a sick person, I just thought, why not relive those horrific days? I was, I moved a year up because of my birthday, and I was supposed to graduate in 2008 when I was 17, but I ended up graduating in 2009, so I was 18, so I was the same age as most of the students when I redid high school. I had a couple of issues, had a lot of family problems. I ended up moving out of my house. I failed my entire year, and what was it? Instead of drinking myself to death, working and waiting 2 years to get into college, you know, because you have to be like 21 or 22, so you can get like a, you know, get out a free jail card to go to uni. Instead of doing that, I was like, why don't I redo my high school year again, as embarrassing as it is, and actually work. So, what was it? Redid high school. I was balancing a job, balancing moving out on my own, and it was pretty upsetting because all my friends, you know, they all went to college and I was pretty much left behind because I fucked up my year. I went drinking, smoking, and yeah, just a lot of stupid shit on my part. But yeah, like, no disrespect to like the people I have met from parties, because you know, the people I have met are pretty supportive, but I didn't want to end up just fucking partying nearly every weekday or every weekend after work, and you know, going to raves and stuff, and you know, waiting until I got into college. I wanted to work, you know, I wanted to do something productive, you know, before I got into university. So yeah, that's pretty much my fucking life story. I don't know why it's really fucking long. I went to Rotorua Girls High School, or as they would call it, Rotorua Girls High School, just for those like hories that went there, or for the Māori girls. But yeah, I didn't know who anyone was because I came from a town an hour's drive away, and I was the only one there with my dad and no other friends, you know, so I felt extremely fucking awkward. Everyone had their group of friends. I was the only one standing beside my dad. We both had our hands behind our pockets and we're just like, you know, it was just really awkward. And I still have self-confidence issues, but you know, it's not as bad as before. But this girl, she was like, oh, you know, you look lonely, you know, you're hanging out by yourself, do you want to hang out with us? And just based on how I have the worst judge of character, so I just thought they were going to do the same things as friends in the past. I just thought they were going to be friends with me, and then they were going to realize that, you know, I might be a bit different from them, or I might suck at sports, and then the next day they'll just pretend they don't know me, or they'll just shun me from the group, you know, and until I just like fucked off and found my own friends. So, you know, I was really worried that she was going to do that. So you know, no offense, Emily, you're a really nice person, but you know, I just had self-confidence issues. Just, you know, I always make friends, and then, you know, they always end up like fucking shunning me. So yeah, but you know, we did end up becoming friends for like a year, and then, you know, we just, you know, fucked off and pursued our own you know, lives. Obviously my favorite class would be art. Whose, you know, favorite class wasn't art? What was it? You know, when you get bored and you start doodling in your books or desks and stuff. Yeah, well, you know, art was the only place where you could just make a fucking mess, clean up, you know, like just doodle and do whatever you want, just, you know, express yourself. Yeah, it would have to be either art or history. Yeah, I really liked history, but I didn't end up pursuing that because my timetables clashed. You know, it was like either art or history, so I picked art. Still failed it. Yeah, my favourite year would have to be 2005, because that is when I started getting my confidence. I was fucking bad at sports. Like when I was younger, I used to be really good at running and swimming, And then as I got older, it just got worse. Probably because I lived in this, like, I moved and I lived in the city for 2 years, so, you know, not a lot of shit to do. And, you know, I came from a small town, you could run and swim wherever you fucking wanted. But, what was it, 2005 was pretty much when I was like, you know, like, just because I'm bad at sports doesn't mean, you know, it, like, prevents me from doing, you know, like, just because I'm bad at catching a ball doesn't mean, you know, I'm bad at all sports. I started joining the catch committee, fucking cultural awareness to create harmony, a lot of Asian peeps. I did, oh god, I did yoga. Fuck, that was horrible. Yeah, I had the attention span of a squirrel, as you can see. I joined a lot of hobbies. I did golf, and I did, oh no, this was like on my final year of high school. That's when I started doing golf. I did small ball rifle shooting for a long time, and I did rock climbing. I'm afraid of heights, but I still did it. But yeah, 2005 was definitely my favorite year, because, you know, since I was a year younger than my classmates, you know, it was when I got to watch, you know, it was when I got to watch R13 movies, I got a job, you know, fucking, I was only 14 when I was 2005, so yeah, I didn't really have my driver's license yet. But yeah, 2005 definitely my favorite year. I also got a job in 2005, so I was really happy about that too. No. Avril Lavigne, Complicated. But my favorite song was Hoobastank the Reason. That's definitely a song I couldn't live without. Hoobastank the Reason, still listen to that shit. Yeah, but I think when I was like 15 I started changing to rock music. I started listening to like Three Doors Down and Green Day, Yellow Card, you know, all that shit. I went to an all-girls school. There was a high school crush, but that's a bit personal because I'm still friends with her on Facebook, and I didn't pursue it because I had a boyfriend and she had a girlfriend. And one of the most awkwardest things you could do is, you know, you ask the girl you have a crush on, you know, are you a lesbian? And the moment she starts getting a little bit aggressive and saying, why does everyone say that? Like, why do you care? Like, seriously, why do people care, Emma? Why? And, you know, I couldn't really tell her that, you know, I kind of had a thing for her, just based on the situation. So I was like, you know what, never mind, just pretend I didn't ask that. Like, no, tell me why do people care if I'm a lesbian? It's like, I really don't know. It's like, then why did you ask me? I'm like, you know what, never mind, I don't, you know, I think that's the worst way to tell someone you like them, so, yeah. Yeah, moving on very, very quickly. Whew, it would have to be either Mr. Franey, Mr. Cleveland, or Mrs. Hines. I would have to say Mrs. Hines. She was the most helpful and the most supportive teacher. I loved her, yep. And I think she only lived a couple of, like, I think she only lived a really short drive away from my favorite hometown as well, Taupo. Oh, so many. Probably when I was walking on the pavement towards the traffic lights, and a group of guys and girls in a car. I think the guy decided to spit at me, and he aimed for my art bag instead. I think that was a great high school memory. Another, Jesus, oh yeah, this is a classic. It would probably have to be first time I did the ball, or you guys would call it prom. At the end of the ball, or prom, I got into a fight with the guy I was currently dating. He told me the only reason he went upstairs all night was to look down girls' tops. Yeah, that was such an amazing night, yeah. No, but in all honesty, my favourite high school year would, definitely be repeating the ball, because, you know, I redid high school. Instead of going with a guy, just a little tip for you girls out there, don't ever go with your boyfriend, or don't ever go with a guy, because it's just going to be weird, because, you know, you're going to hang out with your friends most of the night, and they're just going to be sitting there looking fucking weird. Yeah, I redid the ball. I had such an amazing time with my friends. I wish I could do it all again. I could dance as retarded as I wanted because, you know, there was no fucking guy to impress. I didn't have to do that fucking awkward, you know, you put your fucking hand on a guy's shoulder and you know, you're just like, you know, fucking swaying. It's, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of slow dancing. You know, I wanted to fucking fist pump, and yeah, I had a really awesome night with my friends, and it was even, yeah, good times, good times. I wish I knew the difference between HIV positive and HIV. A funny story, this is just gonna explain how fucking innocent I was in high school. That there was this sex ed group teaching us about sex when I was like 14 or 15, and you know, since I was the youngest, obviously I was the one that asked a lot of stupid questions. And they gave us a piece of paper, and they put questions. We had to put the questions in the hat, and they pulled out my question, unfortunately. And yeah, it said, "What's the difference between HIV and HIV positive?" And everyone's like, "Oh my god, are you serious? What stupid idiot asked that?" And a couple of people looked in my direction, because the moment they asked that and people were like groaning and like sighing, I was, you know, like ducked down, like, you know, under the desk. I was like, oh god, yeah, what fucking idiot like asked the difference between HIV and HIV positive? You know, I was like leaning down in my chair. I was like hoping no one would see me, and yeah, it just made it more evident. So yeah, I wish I knew that in high school. But yeah, another thing I wish I knew in high school, I wish I knew that boyfriends don't fucking matter. I had a couple of friends that were always like, oh, these are the friends that always pissed me off the most. No offense, Katie. But and yeah, oh, it was always that fucking friend that would be like, oh my god, I've got a boyfriend. Emma, if only you had a boyfriend, then you could understand how happy I am. It was always like those kind of fucking friends that did that shit. Having a boyfriend doesn't fucking matter. Okay, I know I was 3 months away from turning 17 when I had my first boyfriend, but yeah, it was just so stupid how much I rushed into getting a boyfriend when I was a teenager, because, you know, I went to an all-girls school. I was a waitress, and, you know, I couldn't go to parties, I couldn't hang out on the weekends, you know, because I was always waitressing. So, you know, I didn't really have a lot of free time. I was just always, you know, go to school, go back home, go to work, go home, you know. But yeah, it was just so stupid because the first boyfriend I met, I was drunk, stoned, I missed work, and yeah, it was so fucking stupid. And I think my dad called the police because I skipped work and went to the party, and he had no idea where I was. Yeah, that was pretty much the most stupidest thing I could ever do. But yeah, just those two things I wish I knew. I wish I knew the difference between HIV and HIV positive. I know what it is now, obviously, because it was the most humiliating moment of my life. And yeah, I wish I didn't rush into having a boyfriend. You know, I really wish I wasn't that fucking desperate, naive, and stupid. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just yeah, I really love reliving the horrors of high school. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, see you later.